or just be yourself. If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of The Noize. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Kev, my guy, my friend.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
He has returned.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Good. Good. A lot better than what it was. So yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm tired as all the hell. It has been.
So that hasn't changed.
Hasn't changed in the least bit. New year, same fatigue. You know, but you know, happy to be over the hump. Happy to be back doing what we do best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got my partner in crime back on the mic. You feel me?
I do want to clarify with the people that's been asking. No, there was not no issue or nothing like that. This was took PTO days. That's all.
PTO.
That's all.
Oh, people was thinking that there was beef.
Yeah. A lot of some of the messages I got was like, "Yo, is everything good? Like you ain't talked about it. A, if it was something going on, I wouldn't talk to you about it. B, no, there's nothing. There was nothing ever going on."
About to say, like, damn, did the ear hustlers find out something that
maybe
I need to be privy to?
No, I mean it definitely was ear hustlers, but it was people just thinking something was going on because you don't. It doesn't happen often.
People naturally go to it must have been a problem.
Yeah.
It must have been a misunderstanding, as the late Bernie Mac would say.
Kev just had to get his mental in order. That's all.
Absolutely. Now, they definitely was expecting you back February, but you decided to cut it short.
Yeah, I was. It would have been, I guess, not this episode, but maybe the next one. Am I right, or the one after that? On my dates, I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely at least an episode or two earlier than what I initially said. You know, so feeling a lot better. So I was like, no, let me get back to doing what I do.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, definitely happy to have you back.
It's glad to be back, man. It's glad to be back. Yeah,
definitely happy that you can get back on and maintain the grind. Now I've already told you this, but just so I can say it in front of the ear hustlers, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And speaking of New Year's, I want people to know like Kev is not doing, even though I wasn't at a lot last year. Nah, if I'm gonna say how I feel.
Absolutely.
I mean, I may if I'm wrong in it, I have no problem in admitting I'm wrong and backtracking. Absolutely, but no, everybody's gonna get this smoke.
Nobody's safe.
Yeah, you're not safe. Sorry.
It's a new week. Y'all hearing this on a Monday, so you should also know that the beat is available now. So if you're listening to this on any of our platforms, go to youtube.com/Beat Network and check out the beat. You can also check it out at Beat Network on our IGTV.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to...
don't be afraid to leave comments on anything.
Absolutely.
Like, that helps us.
Absolutely. We definitely want to hear from you guys.
Even if it's just talking shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the best kind, but just be prepared for the same amount of shit to be talked back. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
That is all I'm saying. And you rocking with the best of them when it comes down to the shit talking.
Yeah.
Also, we were able to get Turn My Mic Up finally released this past Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a great. I'm sad I wasn't a part of that, but it was great.
Much appreciated. Yes, sir. But you'll be part of the next one and all
Absolutely.
The ones going forward. The team is back together. The band is back together. And it feels so good to just get in there and talk shit with the boys, about our favorite subject being hip hop.
I'm gonna let you know that 2020 fucked us up.
Oh, completely. Absolutely. But we're trying to get back on track.
Absolutely. Yeah. And,
you can still catch that every Wednesday. So if you haven't caught the last episode, again, youtube.com/Beat Network, go ahead, jump in there, like it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We're closing in on 1,000. Finally, closing in on 1K subscribers. So that's dope.
Great. Yeah, we appreciate that.
So we need more people jumping in and being a part of this whole movement that we're setting up, because we have more dope shit coming. And I can also give the spoiler for this. So top of the month, or maybe like that second week, Melanie Boulevard will be back. She's already sent me her episodes, and I'm going to be doing that editing pretty soon. I pretty much have said fuck sleep. I've given up on.
See,
it.
I don't want you to feel like you got to say fuck sleep.
Nah.
This is, you know what I mean? Like I've said plenty of time before, I'm always down to help on whatever I can help with, because
absolutely
sleep is important.
But I've made a conscious decision. I've made and to me it's a smart decision as well. Mm-hmm. Taking Beat to a 5-day a week company. So now they get material Monday through Friday, unless we got like a live or something that Sunday. But
right.
I have it set up that all recording, editing will be done between Sunday and Thursday. Mm-hmm. And all material will be out Monday through Friday. So I get a weekend.
Okay.
So I'm happy about that. I'm able to just chill. I'm able to, get things done. So it's definitely hasn't been a fuck sleep situation. I'm still getting my hours in when I can. Mm-hmm. You know what I've noticed though? When I actually have the ability to sleep, it's the roughest shit ever.
Like you don't sleep good type of thing, or
I don't sleep nowhere near the amount that I want to. Because it's like I'll lay down. I'll feel it in my spirit that this is it. This is my time. I know that the sleep is creeping up on me, and I know that it's going to be a good restful evening.
Right.
And then I fuck around and wake up at like 7 a.m. after going to sleep at like 1.
Excuse me. This would be a good point, I guess. There's an ad, or there's a company that probably would help with that. And it would be perfect to have them as an ad right now. But until then, no.
Right. Y'all got to cut the check first.
Yeah.
He gonna tell me off air who this miracle place is. But, and it's not like I'm choosing to not sleep or, I got stuff going on. I could definitely say I'm in a better mental place than I was in 2020 and in a lot of years prior to that. I could definitely say that and say that with confidence. Mm-hmm. But when I have the opportunity to sleep, it's just, I don't know. I think it's just my natural wiring that I'm just, I'm end up waking up mad fucking early. But then when it's time for me to wake up mad fucking early, I got to peel myself out of fucking bed.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like Velcro.
That's how it works. Yeah.
And it's unfair. It's unfair how this shit works. I need a doctor to figure this thing out because I miss sleep. I do. I say it's overrated, but I miss it. There are a lot of people that they say is overrated, but I still enjoy their music. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to have that same feeling when it comes to sleep.
You're not wrong in that. You're not wrong in that at all. Again, sleep is very important. So getting that is detrimental to, a working being as yourself.
Right. And just to piggyback off of that, have you ever noticed that when you don't get enough sleep and you're not working and, really living life as yourself, the person that you become is so unrecognizable?
Oh, yeah. I know when I'm like, when I need sleep, I can admit I get cranky. I get crabby. Little stuff irritates me. Mm. Yeah. Until I get said sleep, I'm going to be that way.
I used to be that way. I used to be, if I didn't get enough sleep, don't fucking talk to me. I say all the time, I got male resting bitch face. So how I look is how I feel. Now when I don't get sleep, I don't know what the fuck happens. I turn into a goddamn bootlegger. I talk to niggas like I make moonshine in my basement, bro. What's going on, him? You know what I mean? Like what?
Like you trapped in the bayou somewhere?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like I really do look like I be out here catching crocodiles barehanded.
No, man.
Like I don't know where that came from. Now, granted, I'd rather have that.
Your name should be Snakebite.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Just every time they see me, hey, there go Geronimo. What's going on with you? Hey, nah, nigga, goddamn motherfucking shit. Just be talking in all cuss words, motherfucking shit, bitch and shit. But somehow people still be understanding what I'm saying.
Understand it.
At the end of the day, they still end up understanding.
You say that? Oh, he seems unhappy today.
Right? Like, oh, he's having a bad day. What? How did you gauge that?
Right.
What did he say that got you believing he's unhappy? Shit, motherfucker. Yeah. Whole time you just hear a harmonica playing in the background, strumming on the banjo.
Yeah.
Oh, what Dub you doing? Banging on the trash can? But if I don't get enough sleep, man, I literally sound crazy. Like I sound like Popeye. Like it's not fun.
Yeah.
We say all that to say, get your sleep, good people.
Get your sleep. Yeah.
Another dope thing that we still got coming. I at least made the logo for it. Story time with Los and friends.
Okay,
is on its
Let's
way.
get it.
We are going to be bringing y'all some hilarious stories. We're bringing y'all some dope graphics to go along with the stories as well. And I'm really looking forward to getting this out. Are you going to participate? Do you have some stories that you're going to want to bring to the table?
Oh yeah, I mean, it would depend on like whatever topic that we're talking. But yeah, I definitely have stories.
Yeah,
definitely.
I know we Race the Gym. She said she's definitely going to jump in. Really, the whole Beat team has already said they're going to jump in, and we're going to have some people that aren't beat related. We do want to make sure we get some ear hustlers as well.
Yeah.
Just general fans and followers. So
Yeah.
this is now your opportunity to get on Beat Network and be a part of the be a part of the legacy.
Right.
Telling your most ratchetest, funniest stories, or, whatever the case may be.
What's 'cause I believe that you've thought about this at least a little bit. What's one of the topics that you want to present?
Oh, I think the first story I'm gonna do is my experience discovering the Chuck Berry sex tape.
Oh wow.
I feel like I told that story about 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what would that topic be under?
So it wouldn't necessarily be topics. It's gonna more so just be like almost like a video diary.
Okay.
In a sense.
I got
Just
you.
stories as they come along. All the favorites from the frat brother calling the police. I'm sorry, calling the ambulance because he thought he had mono.
You call an ambulance for that?
Oh, yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Trust me. Just tune in to Story Time with Los and friends.
Yeah.
And y'all will find out everything.
And tell people how I started talking to a girl. I couldn't be talking to her for more than like a week, maybe two. Only went out on like a date once, but we've talked. And on said date, she asked me to pay her rent.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's bold.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was that.
Mind you.
I think that was buying a Birkin before buying a Birkin was a thing.
She had 2 kids, right? Okay, fine, whatever. 2 kids she didn't have possession of. She let their dad take because she was overwhelmed. Not only that, but she lived in a studio. So you got 2 kids, live in a studio, and you can't pay the rent. No, and this is about about 6 years ago. So we know rent wasn't what it is now.
Nowhere near.
Let alone a studio. It's got some interesting things that have happened.
You know what also wasn't around 6 years ago? OnlyFans. So at this point, you kind of just told me Cash App wasn't even around. So you couldn't even come up on a quick, you know what I'm saying? Here's a titty, send me a $5.
Yeah.
Question is, do you think men benefit off of OnlyFans as much as women do?
As much as women do? Absolutely not.
Okay, well, yeah, because I think that's kind of a duh. I'll say this. Do you think that, I guess a guy with the appropriate equipment, we'll say, do you think they would have as much of a shot to benefit?
No.
As much as women do?
No.
So it's just our perverted asses that that are making these things run.
Yeah. And it's funny because the women that are participating in OnlyFans, they don't even have to be naked or getting naked. You know what I mean? Just the fact that men like to look at women,
right,
is gonna do it. You know what I mean?
But I think what's even crazier with that is not only, the dudes that can, go in there and look at women, because you can go to IG and do it. I have no shame in admitting that I enjoy the busted challenge. It's an amazing.
Oh yeah. I was sitting there wondering like, hey man, I got a challenge every week. But this is a challenge I can get behind.
This is a challenge I can get behind. So salute to IG and the young hashtags. But these are the cats, the ones that subscribe to these OnlyFans. These are the ones you got to watch out for, because you'll see some people that have an OnlyFans dealing with just their feet. They have an OnlyFans dealing with them eating something, but just eating something seductively, and will make bank. And what's even crazier about it is that these would be people that we went to school with.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait, so you went to school with this person and you're paying to watch her eat Jell-O? That's creepy.
And it's crazy. I don't blame the creative in this
at all.
It's the people that's watching. Like, you just want to stare at feet? That's what you want to do. You're paying whatever said prices are to just look at feet.
That's one fetish I'll never. There's a lot of fetishes I don't understand.
Oh yeah, it's a bunch of them. The feet one I'll never understand.
A foot fetish is like the weirdest shit ever.
Never understand that.
Like,
I don't even try to at this point.
We got to try to have somebody on that's like really into feet. Like if we can get in touch with
or somebody that maybe has OnlyFans, but they only do for feet.
Okay, dog, I'm pretty sure those private messages are fucking insane. Like when you really think about the type of shit that women got to deal with these type of niggas out there, because like you got the unsolicited dick pics. We know those are coming.
Right.
Imagine having an OnlyFans and your whole thing is just feet.
Which I'm sure there are plenty of accounts like that.
The comments have to be insane.
Wiggle that big toe.
Right. Yeah, put that baby oil on that cusp right in there. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
pop that pinky toe. It looked like it needed to be popped.
And me, is that a corn? Yeah, that's a corn. You better not shave that. But everything we just mentioned is what these niggas be into.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know. And I'm one person that you ask anybody you dealing with Los and what's the word I'm looking for? We'll just say body parts and body
titties.
Parts. Everyone's gonna say titties. I'm not paying shit to see no titties.
I think at this point you shouldn't pay for any type of porn or on that line. Like I'm coming up, it was a thing. You know, you got a titty pic or something like that, or she showed your titties. You shouldn't show me your titties. You was on top of the world. Now it's
you clutch that picture close to
right
your heart.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
If I want to see titties right now, I can just pull up on my phone and just look at titties.
Hop on the IG. Hop on Twitter on Titty Tuesday. It's all over. It's all over the fucking place. It's so funny that you mentioned that because you remember those days where you would get like some solid nudes and then you lose that phone.
Oh yeah, or you get solid nudes and don't save the picture, but delete the text thread.
Oh, the stress,
man.
No, you know what though? So here's the thing, and I don't know, this may be just a Droid thing, and we'll get to y'all iPhone niggas in a little bit. Maybe just a Droid thing.
I'm moving over. You shouldn't get to me. I'm moving over. I didn't want an iPhone. It was like, hey, you get these phones. I've been trying to get get on the Google platform forever.
Come on back home, bruh. Come on back home. But one thing with Droid is when you're about to delete a text thread, it'll ask you, do you also want to delete multimedia?
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. And so you can select whether or not you want to delete the multimedia.
So you can delete the thread, but not the multimedia.
Whole thread gone.
Wow.
All the news still exists.
Okay.
Need all that. But funny thing dealing with the iPhoners, recently I noticed that Zuckerberg logged everybody out their Facebook.
Really?
Yeah. And it was the funniest shit ever to me because I saw a bunch of people talking about anybody else get logged off Facebook, and everyone's like, yeah. And I'm looking like, my Facebook's still good. And I know for a fact because I ain't changed my password in years. So if I logged off my Facebook, I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Because I have no clue how the fuck I'm gonna log back in that bitch. But I started looking around. I'm like, oh, it was just the iPhone people. So the thing with iPhones, and you know, I'm taking this time to talk shit because for some reason iPhones go out of their way to talk shit about us Droid people. But the thing with iPhones is that's the whole reason that we've seen some of our favorite celebrities naked.
True.
And now if they want to log you out of shit, they can.
True.
Why? Why pay $900 a month for somebody
$900 a month? Jesus Christ.
For somebody to knock you out of your comfort zone? Nah, man, I'm good.
Yeah. iPhone is overrated.
Yes.
It's overrated, and then what helps it be overrated is the people. It's a majority of the people have iPhone.
Right.
So you getting them talk about it is more, and you thinking, iPhone is overrated.
Like I hear a lot about Clubhouse and how that's like specific to iPhone.
I don't want Club. I haven't been invited, and keep it. I don't want the shit ever.
I don't have any interest in it, but I have this weird feeling running a damn media company. I'm gonna have to.
No, I can see you getting it. I can see you getting the invite. And I noticed with a lot of that shit. No, you really don't. You really don't. Just because you have a media company and you really don't. It's cool to be in tune with certain things, but no, I've learned that in my time not doing the show. I've learned you don't have to be plugged in to every social media thing.
It's just when I heard about it.
And honestly, with Clubhouse, I think it's only been a matter of time before somebody buys them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It'll be available for all platforms. Yeah. You just got to give it time. And shit, remember at one point, Facebook was just for college kids.
True.
By the time my black ass got to college, they expanded to everybody. I said, no, I want exclusivity. I don't want to talk to these
password
children.
tailored to me.
Right. I don't want to talk to these children.
Right.
I better use my college login. God damn it. But then, of course, I get in. Now you can use a goddamn Gmail or Yahoo.
Yeah, you can use anything. I
was all kinds of let down when I finally got there. But anyway, speaking of social media, I realized that I had started an Instagram page years ago
and
never did shit with it. I was looking to tag us in something. And I looked at the picture. I was like, first of all, that's a chin strap. I haven't rocked a chin strap in forever. Secondly, I think my phone was a slider.
Shit.
Right. So I think this was like early IG that I probably started it and was like, nah, bro, I'm very anti social media.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too. Like, yeah, it's not. I think maybe for people in our generation, in our age demographic, it's great to have, but you can like do away with it and not be cool. Like me, I still have like Facebook Messenger, but I have IG and that's it. Like, right. And I didn't delete the accounts. I just deleted like the app on my phone, whatever the case is, so I can still get back in there if I absolutely need to. But no, and I've deleted, and it's probably been a couple of weeks now, and I haven't felt like I missed anything.
Can you imagine what would happen to the world if, because with Mark Zuckerberg, him owning Facebook and him owning IG, can you imagine if they just up and disappear one day?
I think right now it'll cause so much turmoil, like so much. If they just up and disappear and don't have nobody to like run after them, like they were it's gonna cause so much turmoil because I feel like now people are so dependent and ingrained with this social media thing that is gonna be if it's not around, it's gonna fuck some shit up for it may not permanently fuck some shit up, but at least at the beginning it's gonna fuck some shit up.
Absolutely. I think that taking away that element of people's lives will fuck with people from a mental standpoint as well.
Absolutely.
And it's so weird because, again, a lot of the people that live and breathe social media came up without it. We've gone longer without social media than we have with it. Now, granted, we had versions of it growing up. We had the AOL chat rooms. We had Black Planet. And then we eventually started bleeding into, I guess, having the interaction that we have with people once MySpace became a thing. And we all let time down. We didn't appreciate time while we
abandoned time.
We definitely abandoned time. But it didn't really get to that place until MySpace became a thing. Like there was real life beef over who was in your top 8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when they started doing the top 20s and the top 40s and the top 100.
I just kept mine at random. So I didn't
even know that was an option. I don't remember.
Kept mine at random. But then it got crazy because it was people that I haven't talked to in years that was on my top 8.
Popping up in the tops, or somebody that your chick is beefing with, now she's in the top 3. Now all of a sudden, oh God, I gotta explain this. Right. But so many people who live and breathe social media haven't had it to its degree that it's at now for as long as we didn't have it. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it's just weird. Like it's weird to see the amount of dependency that we have on social media. The only thing I truly find beneficial is being able to keep in contact with people that you probably wouldn't have.
Right. I mean, there are some benefits in social media, but there's a lot of drawbacks.
Absolutely.
A lot of drawbacks, you know what I mean? And this is why I think our generation or people in our age group is unique because we've able to do both. You know what I mean? Like our parents, obviously, since they are in these, the technological age, we still got to teach them so they don't kind of fully get it, but they get it enough. Us, we've able to maneuver without it and with it, opposed
we were
to
part of the transition.
Right. Like our little cousins or children, whatever, they only have had that. So I think we're very unique.
You know, it's funny because this is when we did that episode with like Water for Chocolate. dealing with the double standards in like relationship and stuff like that. And I remember I was doing research for the episode, and it's just so weird when I was looking up for the divorce rates, and they had the percentages like for reasons for divorce and shit like that. And when I saw social media on there, I was like,
people break up because of social media. Like they be like, nah, social media.
Like that blew my whole head. I'm like, damn, this y'all really went in there, filed these papers, and put Facebook. That's how you know that we're in a weird turn of life.
Yeah, at the moment. We're in so much of a weird turn of life that when I see stuff pop up, and with social media, I don't know if it's true or not.
Right.
Like we be so disillusioned that I don't know if what I'm looking at is really what happened. Example, like with Trump pardoning Kodak Black and Wayne. Like when I first seen it, I was like, is this fake? Like, is this just a rumor? Like, what is it? And this, when I first seen it, it was like the reports of it. He hadn't officially did until the next day. But I was really looking at it like, what's going on? Like, it's so weird. Are we really doing it? Like, regardless of how you feel about the man, a president is going to pardon 2 rappers?
Hey, it was 2 rappers.
It was.
He did
pardon
pardon them though. What was that?
Yeah, he did. He did pardon them. It was just weird. You know what I mean?
It feels like, it does feel like a waste of a pardon.
I won't say a waste of a pardon necessarily, but it's no way if you would have told me this, hell, 2 years ago, I'd have been like, nah.
Right.
Nah. You know what I mean? So I just think now, especially with social media, that you really don't know if what you're looking at is the real case. You know what I mean? And some of it be so good that if it is the case, it's a lot of weird shit that goes on.
Definitely. I kind of want to just see the world burn if they just got rid of social media at one point. Now, granted, we wouldn't have a company if they got rid of social media. We'd find a way. We would.
No, I think we find a way.
We'd operate solely off of the website and off of YouTube, but I feel like the world would just lose its entire shit.
Oh yeah,
if Facebook and Instagram specifically went away.
Yeah. If Facebook specifically went away.
Going back to those presidential pardons. Do you remember when people were talking about they should extend those pardons out to like Big Meech and like all these other violent criminals?
No, I don't remember that.
There were some people actually calling for Big Meech and somebody else. It was one other person. I can't remember his name. But the nigga did some shit that he should very much so be locked up for. I love my people. I love black people. Love black people to death. Certain shit we don't think out thoroughly.
Nah. Don't get me wrong. Certain people you want to pardon, and absolutely, especially if they're people that you like. But certain individuals, like, nah, you in there. You did that shit. You in there.
Right. Beretta did that shit, as Dave Chappelle said.
You did that shit.
Yes, certain people we don't need to rush to pardon just because you live this.
Just because you like them, that's all it is.
Right,
because
exactly.
you like them.
Like you're so fascinated and enthralled in a certain lifestyle that you feel like these people should be pardoned or whatever. I don't know. Like it doesn't make sense. Like, first of all, you're nowhere near the level of what Big Meech was.
Right.
Nowhere near whatsoever.
Right.
But secondly, how do we even know this man is rehabilitated, quote unquote, as the reason he's supposed to be in there?
This just proves to me the hypocrisy and all this. Like you just said, how you know this man is rehabilitated? We know that the prison system does not rehabilitate people.
Right. If
you know what I mean?
So what you go through, unless you turn Muslim.
I honestly believe that people only ask free or pardon when it's somebody they like. If Beyonce murdered 75 people and got caught, they'd be looking at, he could pardon or free Beyonce. She murdered 75 people. What do you?
The essays that would be written on social media about why all 75 person by person,
the petition that you filed,
why they all should have died.
Yeah, absolutely, and that just shows that this people. I don't want to blame it completely on social media. I guess you see it more because we're able to see social media, but people are just off in the head, man.
No, and I know you watched it, but it's just like that documentary on Netflix, The Social Dilemma. It's programming.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just the most expert programming that has been done, and it's a solid example of how humans can be programmed. Like when you look at one of the things they mentioned on there, if they feel like you ain't been on there long enough, and they'll just drop something on you like, this person did this. Oh, okay. And now you checking that, and now you in the rabbit hole. Now you going. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. It's the same thing YouTube does. You'll watch one video, and then they'll suggest another video. I was like, oh, okay, this shit kind of,
Right.
Now you're in the rabbit hole. But they do certain shit to keep you, you know what I'm saying, locked into your phone, locked into your laptop, because they're going to keep popping you up with these notifications. These especially if you run a business. If they feel like, if they feel like, okay, they're only posting once a day, twice a day. Here, let me give you this $20 credit. If you match it with $20, you know what I'm saying? And then you can do it.
I've seen that. If you match it, yeah.
But then you'll still go on Facebook, and now you're in the rabbit hole just as a regular consumer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's real life programming.
This is why I don't think I've said this publicly, but this is why I honestly believe that the world, all of this, it has to be a social experiment, like of a higher power, of course. But it has to, because none of it makes sense. Nothing makes sense to me.
I understand that.
Like it just doesn't make sense.
Well, whoever's conducting the experiment, throw us some bread for understanding that you
understanding y'all doing some shit.
Listen, we respect it. We see what you're doing. Just hit the cash out. Before we go further, I do want to get these both out here. R.I.P. Larry King and R.I.P. Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
Big hits. Two big legends. And it's so crazy how close in age they were. Larry King.
I thought he was in the 90s.
And
87. Even though I respect Larry King and what he did, I'm not gonna lie. When he died, I was like, about time, but not in that way. Not in that way. As in
the same reaction you would have when Betty White goes.
He's been, he has had a full life. He's been around. I expected. That's all. The same way as if Betty White passed away.
Exactly. That's what I was like. Same way when Betty White goes, like, oh wow, really? What's she 99? I think you said now.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep going on to what specific topic we were on, but as far as Betty White goes, we don't appreciate Cicely Tyson, but we appreciate Betty White.
Kev, you know why.
No, I know it was a rhetorical question. It was a rhetorical question. I'm just saying. But no,
we appreciate Cicely Tyson. Absolutely.
With the Larry King thing, yeah, it was just, I was like, damn, he's been around a long time, so I can expect that. With the Hank Aaron, that was, I didn't expect him to be as old as he was, but B, I'm happy he at least got to go in his sleep.
Yeah.
I think, at least for me, when I go, the only way I want to go is in my sleep.
Absolutely.
I think that is the best way to go.
Let me wake up to whatever other side there is.
Yeah. So for him to have a legendary life that he had and then to go in his sleep, that part I was like, okay, you bowed out gracefully. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that. It sucks you're not here, but I can appreciate that. Opposed to you as a fiery crash somewhere or something like that. You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting? Like you look at all these. Were you just shocked by your wingspan just now? Like, that nigga got reach. But one thing that's interesting to me, and especially dealing with Hank Aaron, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, everyone's been doing these grandiose documentaries and stuff like that. It's so interesting that there aren't any. Now we'll probably see it now that he's passed away. People being opportunists. But there hasn't been any real grandiose documentary made about Hank Aaron. For him to be the home run king for as long as he was.
To be honest, I think he's the greatest baseball player. But
that's definitely without debate. But for him to be, the home run king for as long as he was, he had it longer than Babe Ruth had it. And people consider Babe Ruth to be the king.
He beat that record. All right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? And he killed that record. And it wasn't broken again until another black man broke it in 2007 with Barry Bonds. Now, we understand. He was on the juice. However, it doesn't take away from the fact that, Hank Aaron has done some legendary things.
Yeah. Not only on the baseball, what we call diamond, is that what it's called?
Sure.
Not only on the baseball diamond, but just in life in general.
Absolutely.
At a time where being black was probably the hardest that it is to date. at least.
Yeah, we talked about it on the beat for this Monday episode, but just considering having to live in those times and imagine how much he was dragged for breaking Babe Ruth record.
Yeah,
like,
I can only imagine.
Baseball,
actually, it was something I don't remember. I know it wasn't a doc. It may have been a movie or whatever. But I think people was threatening him like, you better not break that record.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I think even at one point, and I could be wrong, somebody definitely look into it, and this is just going off the top memory, because if you haven't noticed, we didn't have shit written down for this episode, but it's just going off the top memory. I think even somebody in his camp, like either a teammate, coach, general manager, even they was threatening him like, "Hey, you better not break the Babe's record." Like, fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all.
I'm a great, and I'm gonna do what the fuck I gotta do.
Exactly.
So I would love to see something dope come for Hank Aaron, just to kind of make more people aware.
I definitely want people to be aware. Yeah,
because when you really think about black athletes in baseball, the first place you go, Jackie Robinson, and then the next place they go is Barry Bonds and his legal issues. I feel like Hank Aaron doesn't get his flowers like he should. Like,
no, he doesn't.
When we were younger, there were all those little, ESPN short stuff and stuff like that. But we've graduated to such a higher level of documentation when it comes down to these people. Hank Aaron absolutely deserves something.
Yeah, he does.
Because a lot of people were shocked that, same way with Larry King, there were a lot of people that were shocked he was still alive.
Yeah. Like, I information about Hank Aaron, you don't know about it unless you go find it. You know what I mean? It's not, I remember, I'm not saying it was necessarily in school, but I remember when I say in school, I mean, I don't think a teacher actually said it, but I know I was like in school. You heard about Babe Ruth. You know what I mean? But you didn't hear about Hank Aaron. You know what I mean? And like you said, you heard about Barry Bonds, but only because he had legal issues. But you didn't hear about Ken Griffey.
Babe Ruth got like 45,000 documentaries. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Babe Ruth in black and white footage. But when it comes down to my memory of Hank Aaron, especially in school, if you remember those, I don't want to call them posters, but I want to almost call them like cardboard cutouts. Not even cardboard cutouts, but every fucking school had them, especially around Black History Month. And there would be little timeline posters that they would put in the hallways and shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And it was just always, and you would always see Hank Aaron's right next to, whatever was going on around that time. That's like the most you really learned about Hank Aaron. I was going to say that.
Yeah, that's all you got was that.
Right. You never got too many things in depth. And again, for this to be somebody who broke the original home run king, and they still call Babe Ruth the home run king.
Yep.
As if his shit wasn't beaten. So now,
not only that, as if it wasn't beaten, but they would call him the home run king while Hank Aaron was still alive.
Still alive. And the home run king.
Yeah.
Again, his shit, Hank Aaron's record was just broken 14 years ago. You know what I mean? But he's also had that record. I'm trying to think.
That's crazy because if you think about how long baseball has been around, like that's crazy.
Yeah, and I think I still got my notes from the beat here, so let me go ahead and pull this up. So we're not Googling on air. Oh, but we're pulling notes on air. So let's see. When was this? 1973. So from 1973 to 2007, Hank Aaron was the home run king, and they still were calling Babe Ruth the home run king, even though his shit had been beat for so damn long.
Yeah, that falls into the same category as the Cicely Tyson Betty White.
Absolutely. That's a perfect fucking analogy. Yeah. Absolutely. Because I don't know what it is. It's like they're just afraid to give credit where it's due.
Yeah. Yeah.
And really, when you think about it in sports, it only kind of only makes sense that the next person to break the record was another black guy.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing that happens in basketball. It's the same thing that happens in football. Like, outside of Tom, I don't think Tom Brady's going to ever be touched.
No, I think Tom Brady might be the GOAT.
I think Tom Brady, he can sit comfortably.
Especially right now. Like,
back to 10th fucking Super Bowl,
you win the Super Bowl with a brand new team your first year. At this, you got it. You won.
It's all yours, bro.
You won.
That's it. Can't nobody call racism.
Yeah, no, you won.
Nah, he's just good.
You won.
He's just that guy. He's him. But yeah, man. You got they got to give Hank Aaron his flowers. Like they really need to, because he's long overdue some kind of grandiose documentation of his life.
Yeah.
Larry King, you know, I remember, you know, the Larry King lives back when he was in his specific studio. I always thought his studio had like such a weird look to it.
But it was his.
But exactly. But when you see it, you automatically think Larry. It was so easy to parody.
Now, what's this? Larry King got one of them Morgan Freeman, Samuel Jackson face, where the nigga just seemed like he was old forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can't remember the guy's name, but I know he did pass away last year, I believe, and rest in peace to him. But it's just like the dude that did the Inside the Actor Studio.
I know who you're talking about, because I watched the show, but yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of in that same realm. Us failed male resting bitch face people.
Yeah.
But Larry King, he was always a staple. He was always a staple. And one thing that was so dope about him is that he was still working.
Yeah.
A 60-year career, dog.
And he had some big interviews.
Huge interviews. I think every major president from JFK to Obama.
Just about, honestly, I feel like if you are successful or you're doing something, you had an interview from Larry King.
Absolutely.
Now, honestly, I believe if you're successful doing something, you on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, yeah,
but
definitely.
I believe, Larry King was that guy.
Before I continue on with Larry King, with you bringing that up, who do you think is going to hit Larry King status next? Joe Rogan or Seacrest?
Joe Rogan.
You think Rogan's going to pass up Seacrest?
Yeah, Seacrest is. The reason I say it is because until you just now said Ryan Seacrest, he was never a thought in my mind.
This is true.
And I can't. I have to believe that other people are just like that. But you know about Joe Rogan.
You absolutely know about Joe Rogan. No, I agree with you on that one. Which is interesting though, with him being, you know, so heavily invested in UFC, and with him being a stand-up comedian, that he's really about to take over the media world. How he's taking over the media world. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, man. Larry King, if you are a major player in whatever it is that you do, 9.5 times out of 10, you sat down in that chair.
Absolutely.
And what's even dope about it is once his show ended, it didn't end, because then he started doing another show that was web based, and he continued to interview people. You know what I'm saying? I was just watching something that he was interviewing 50 dealing with power.
Really? I didn't even see that. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's I forgot what his web based show was called.
It's on YouTube. I just typed it in.
Absolutely. But yeah, he interviewed 50. He was interviewing some rappers on there that I was just like, why are you talking to Larry King? But I'm like, you know what? I get it, because that he's the GOAT.
Yeah, and I feel like that is a notch of celebrity status when you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
When you make it or whatever the case is, regardless of what goes on, you sit down and you talk to Larry King.
And to my knowledge, no scandals. You ain't never heard him call somebody a nigger. You ain't never seen him grope nobody.
I don't think he had no scandal. I think he was married hella times, bro.
Yeah. He probably every wedding he's like, I do.
Yeah,
we haven't even. I do.
Yeah, I do.
Let's just go. Yeah. I think at that point he was going to the courthouse.
Yeah, so probably so. There's no way he had a reception.
I'm not spending my money on these big ass weddings.
Yeah, there's no way. We go down to the courthouse. My wife 4 or 5. He was like, "Look, we just gonna go down to the courthouse. Right, that's just gonna be it.
You are now a king.
Yeah,
let's just go from there." But yeah, to my knowledge, no major scandals, and he comes from that era of nigger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
he comes exactly from that era. But you know, in that same respect, the amount of influential and integral black people he's interviewed and made look better.
Hey, just out of curiosity, maybe they have, or I'm sure we can find it. You think Larry King ever interviewed Hank Aaron?
I wouldn't be surprised, but you know, as we normally do on these here shows, Googling live.
Sidebar, while you're Googling, I guess this is an announcement or whatever the case is. One thing that I have been doing that kind of came out of quarantine that I've been doing since I've been away, been working on a book.
Word.
Yeah. I actually had a book planned out, been doing it. I got about, I think, one more draft I want to do before I can actually put it out. But the problem is that I wrote this book and it's a decent length, and I think I want to go a different direction and write a whole different book.
And isn't that how it normally happens with authors? They'll write a whole ass book.
I'm writing it, and I'm like, I think I want to do this. The good thing about said book is I wanted to do something that that was for me, not necessarily. Oh, I think people are really gonna like this. Or really, you know what I mean? As far as people, this one solely is for me.
Yeah, if you're not pleased with your own work, then you can't really expect other people.
And not only was it for me, it's for something that I'm not rushing to. Sometimes I rush or I try to stick to deadlines and. Nah, this one I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do this book and I'm gonna do it for me and I'm gonna get it out for me. And I can kind of give a fuck if anybody likes it or not. I wanted to do it for me. This is something I want to do for me. So yeah, I was gonna wait till the end of the show, but since we're Googling on there, yeah, I would say sometime in 2020. If I would have went with the first book, it would have been within the first quarter I was gonna put it out. But since I'm going a whole different direction, sometime in 2021, probably before with how I write and since I'm constantly doing it, probably before the summer, there will be a book out.
Make sure you link up with Sky or with Mac.
I've been talking to Sky and stuff, yeah.
But since they both got their books out, and that's easy. But like we said, Larry King has interviewed Who's Who, Hank Aaron, 1991.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
If you are,
I will go back and watch that particular interview.
If you are someone of importance from 1957, I think is when they said he started to literally to the day he died. 9 times out of 10, you sat down with Larry King.
And that was like you said, that was hard ER nigga.
Hard ER days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever, again, I could be wrong, and it could be something to come out the woodwork out of nowhere, like we find out Larry King lynched like 40 niggas back in the day or something like that. Then of course the whole tone of this conversation will change when we come back on the next episode. But to my knowledge, never been a racist, never been involved in no fuck shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Clean record, and again, that is not easy to do for a white man.
I think as far as having a clean record, he'd be about right, because I think Hank Aaron had so much integrity that if it turned out Larry King did do some fuck shit, I don't think Hank Aaron would interview with him.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, because he had his own issues.
Shit, I think Ali interviewed with Larry King, didn't he? Ali wouldn't have
multiple times.
Yeah, Ali wouldn't have interviewed
Tyson
with him. Yeah,
interview with Larry.
Yeah,
dog, he's talked to everybody.
Yeah,
and yeah, man, that's a huge hit, especially in media. Like,
sidebar, Mike Tyson's podcast. That was a great podcast.
Oh, it's a fantastic podcast. You got to get past the speech impediment.
Yeah,
but once you get
past it,
once you get past it, solid.
You tell Boosie that anybody else wouldn't have told Boosie like that, but you tell Boosie whatever. It's not like he can do anything to you.
What you gonna whoop my ass?
Right.
What you gonna do? You just saw me fight Roy Jones. You know I can still get busy at
right.
it. Boosie's like, I'm gonna shoot you. But then again, let's not act like Tyson ain't got shooters. Let's not act like these things don't exist. But yeah, man, definitely dealing with media, definitely dealing with these mics, man. Larry King, I think if you do this form of media, I think everyone aspires to have the career that Larry King has.
Absolutely.
Like without a doubt. For him to be such a presence daily.
Yeah.
60 years, bro.
Yeah.
Dog, I know his estate is something reckless.
Shit, did he take any PTO days?
Never. No. I remember there being like a few months when he was diagnosed with cancer.
Shit, I didn't know he had cancer. Goddamn.
Oh no, he ran the gauntlet. He had cancer. I think he was a diabetic as well. Unfortunately, he was hospitalized with COVID-19.
Right. Now, that's what they say he died of.
I'm about to say, but that's not what they're saying he died of exactly. But no, he's ran the gauntlet of medical issues. But I remember when he was dealing with cancer, someone else was hosting it, and it was just kind of like, this is weird. It's Larry King live.
But it's not Larry King.
Hosted by Billy. We'll call him Billy.
Right.
But yeah, man, RP to that legend, man. That was a huge hit, especially when you deal with media. But I could definitely see Joe Rogan kind of stepping up and taking that.
Yeah, I can see him being. Now, I don't think he'll necessarily do like Larry King did. Sit down with a show and it'll be a podcast. But I can definitely see, far as if somebody was promoting something or just in general, I can see them coming to Joe Rogan's show, and it might work to their benefit because it's a longer form show.
But I think Rogan is kind of that. Rogan is what Howard Stern was.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because I think that's what makes the difference between Howard Stern and Joe Rogan, because Howard Stern has also talked to a who's who of people. Only difference is he was a shock jock. So even though he's talked to a lot of people, he's also
yeah.
missed out talking to a lot of people just because of the heights and the lengths he will go to be shocking, you know what I'm saying, to do some shit in radio that nobody was really doing. But Joe Rogan, even though he goes on there, he talks his shit, he'll hold you if he needs to hold you. There's still he still has respect and he still has class.
Yes.
And he also demands respect when you come on this show.
Absolutely.
So he's getting there. He's talked to a lot of who's who people, and there's been a lot of solid information broken on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Excuse me. Absolutely. A lot of the scientists or authors or philosophers that I've grew to like and listen to, it's because I heard them on Joe Rogan.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right.
We got Elon Musk trying to hit a blunt on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get that anywhere else.
Nowhere else. So no, I think that was a solid take. Yeah, I could definitely see Joe Rogan being up there. But the black in me can't help but to just want to see someone of color get up there too.
Well, yeah, you would want that out. Yeah. But realistically, it is what it is at this point.
I think it's to the point, I don't think we want that anymore.
Want what?
To kind of let me rephrase this. I could definitely see me getting some kind of bullshit back from it. I'm not sure if that is the goal.
I'm not sure on what you mean.
So like we like with Joe Rogan, we can look at the people Joe Rogan has interviewed. We can look at his business deals with Spotify or just with the Joe Rogan podcast in general. We look at all of that and you see ownership, you see notoriety, you know, so you know that when you get to a certain level in your career, you gotta come through, you gotta check in with Joe Rogan. It seems like once us as black media professionals start to get to that place, we start shifting elsewhere.
Give me an example.
The one I normally go to, Charlamagne the God. You know, at one point, the Breakfast Club was like the place to go. And then you kind of start to see Charlamagne break off and do his own thing. And I'm not saying he was interviewing anybody huge, but he was definitely starting to make his rounds. You know what I'm saying? Now he seems like he wants to be office more. You know, especially dealing with the Black Effect Network, it just kind of seems like he's still remaining a character, but he's kind of stepping back from becoming that mogul. You know what I mean? Now he wants to produce and he wants to do more shit that puts him behind the scenes more so than being that check-in point.
Okay, I kind of see where you're going with that. I don't see. I see Charlamagne being a late night talk host.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's where he's going to ultimately end up. Like I said, I think Joe Rogan will probably be in that Larry King position. I definitely don't see Charlamagne in a position like that. I think he'll be like a late night host because even though I can personally have my reservations about him or other people, for the most part, a lot of the white people that are consuming media fucks with Charlamagne.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether they're consuming it in not necessarily in our culture. Basically, Charlamagne can give you that white shit, and he can give you something in our culture. And we obviously see how white folks love our culture.
Right.
I think that'll be the bridge they use.
But it doesn't seem like he wants that anymore. Like that's my only thing. But like when you look at Rogan, it's like that's all he wants is amplification.
Yeah.
So you have, because that's ultimately what his entire career is built off of, is having amplification, having the audience with it, whether it's stand-up comedy, UFC commentary, or his podcast. He just likes talking to the people. He likes, you know what I'm saying, giving out information and digesting information as well. I can't think of anybody else that's starting to climb that ladder. You know what I mean?
Right.
As far as people of color, like, I could be wrong. Again, if y'all know of anybody that I'm just completely overthinking, absolutely drop it in the comments, because there's obviously some people I'm not following the way I need to be following. But we said it on the show when Budden signed his Spotify deal. We was like, yo, he may have found his new lane. Like he may be on. But then he lets you know out the gate that he doesn't want to be that. He just wants to talk shit with his homeboys. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just, I wish we had somebody that we could look up to and aspire to be like that, look like us, to show that, that there's a level that can be, that's attainable.
Right.
For our, for people.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Unfortunately, with people of color, we aren't afforded the luxury of kind of waiting. Like, and what I mean by that is Joe Rogan been doing a podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
So he had to, he was there for a long time to be able to get to the position he is in now, to where we're thinking, hey, you could be the next Larry King. I don't think people of color are afforded that longevity. You got to try to get in where you fit in and make it work for you immediately. You don't have a 10 years to build up this career and learn the trade and learn everything to eventually get to a Larry King position. I think that may be one of the biggest, if not the biggest reason why we don't see too many black people or people of black people get to that, that lane.
Now, do I think that plays a part? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Do I think it's as relevant as it was, in early times? And when I say early time, I mean like 2000s. I don't think it's in the same realm anymore. Like, granted, we're absolutely still fighting the same battles that we've been fighting since like the fucking 60s. Mm-hmm. And I'll never try to take that away. But because our culture is being consumed by American culture, that black culture ultimately is forming American culture, the door isn't all the way open for us, but there's definitely some people sneaking in while the doorstop is there. Mm-hmm. So it's like there's a window there, but it seems like once we start to cross it, once we start to get people who are starting to move into that realm, we move away from it.
That's possible. I can see that. So would you rather a person of color, once they're doing the things to get to that lane, like you say, would you rather them just stay there and get to the mountaintop, so to speak? Or, well, I guess that's the question. Would you rather them stay there and get to the mountain? Because me personally, I have necessarily no problem with them getting to a certain point and kind of branching out, because I feel like they're putting their eggs in different baskets. And I feel like as black people, that's kind of what you have to do. But I understand what you mean. So would you rather them get to get to a position where they can be, quote unquote, we're using that as an example, the next Larry King, and stay there? Or would you rather them kind of branch off, I guess?
Okay. So this lets me know that I'm potentially explaining it incorrectly. So I definitely apologize for that. I agree. People, they should absolutely branch out. Absolutely. 100% branch out, create new avenues, create new lanes for other black people to come behind you and be able to benefit and eat off of that. I 100% agree. I think the point I'm trying to make is, I'll go back to Rogan. Solid example. Joe Rogan has 3 on-camera jobs, in front of the mic jobs. Outside of that, he definitely produces. He's definitely in the offices of UFC. Like he's branching out and doing it. It seems like we struggle multitasking like that.
Okay.
Like if I'm behind the scenes here, if I'm doing production for this is going to kind of take a back seat.
Gotcha.
Say something something that's going to require the same amount of time, the same amount of effort that I'm putting in over here. This is going to kind of chill until I get it all on autopilot.
Rihanna with her, she ain't putting out music, but she got Andre. That's prime example.
Prime fucking example. And Fenty is off the fucking charts. Her makeup line is off the fucking charts. But we have no new Rihanna music.
Right.
Now, I don't judge anybody like that because I get it. Just for me running this little company, I completely fucking understand. I get it 110%. Like I said, it just seems like we don't circle back around because, having a foot in the door with all these different avenues is fucking amazing.
Right.
But to the traditional, to the terrestrial consumer, we only see what we see.
Right.
So people like us, or or people like the ear hustlers as well, we can appreciate somebody wearing multiple hats. But if your whole thing is you are just a consumer, it ends up going out of sight, out of mind. So then ultimately that kind of can fuck up your bag as well.
Yeah.
Because now that you're out of sight, out of mind, you're no longer worth what you used to be worth. And once your worth dies down here, it starts to die down everywhere else. Unless all these other mechanics are running smooth as fuck and just constantly generating something for you. Once that amplification gets turned down, now you're like, do I need this person?
So would you would like to see, if we're going to be multitasking, then put your all into all your multitask, basically.
Right. I would definitely say that, because Larry King owned everything that was Larry King.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
his name was his brain, basically.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm trying to think who else is like that right now. Just really making moves under his own brand. Well, I mean, it's a bunch of people we can go, oh, well, shit. Prime example, Issa Rae. She doesn't, of course, she don't do media or anything like that, but everything that she does is Issa Rae production.
Yeah.
And you see her everywhere, constantly working, constantly moving. I want something like that in media, basically.
Got you. Okay.
So that was just a.
Well, all I do is just open the door since you ain't seeing it yet. All I do is open the door for it to be you.
I would love that. And I'm definitely moving towards it. But, only time will tell.
I take situations like that where I don't see something that I think it should be so attainable. I'm like, oh, okay, that means I'll do it. Just leaving the door open for me. Okay. Like with this book, I know there's black authors. I know that. But I have not seen any black authors that are sci-fi fiction writers. I don't know of any. A lot of the black authors that I know of, they're writing something that's about the black experience, or maybe they're a really old writer. I have not seen any modern writers, or know of any modern writers that are fiction based, that could be on the fantasy line, the sci-fi line. I have not seen that. So I'm like, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, that just means I got to do it. Okay, that's fine.
That's why I appreciate Jordan Peele so much.
Yeah.
That's normally not our lane.
I'm coming for him too. Just not, yeah, but I'm coming for him too. I would say he's an inspiration for me. Him, Tyler Perry, Robert Townsend's a huge inspiration to me.
Doesn't get his flowers.
But those guys, like, I'm like, okay. I look at those guys like, oh, y'all left the door open. All right, I'm going.
You know who else doesn't get their flowers for changing, changing the game and reconceptualizing, certain avenues that was never meant for us? Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah. He doesn't get his flowers.
He definitely doesn't get the recognition that he truly deserves.
Shit, I think out of everybody, color or not, he's opened that door and let people come through a lot more than anybody else.
Absolutely. And he's the epitome of my whole family gonna eat.
Yeah. And not just on a family base. Like, it'd be one thing if you open the door, you let your whole family come in and they ain't shit. But he's put out good quality content.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So yeah. He's a big inspiration for me too.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. More black faces, as we always say. More black faces.
Yeah.
Kev, welcome back, my guy.
I mean, I love it. I love it. It feels good to be back, man. And I'm interested to see what we're gonna get into, because I know it's gonna be some shit. So
it's gonna be a busy year, but it's gonna be a good busy.
Yeah. When I say some shit, I mean like in a good way.
Right. No. Hopefully no other shit like what's been going on already. But no, I'm right there with you. It's gonna be some good shit. As we say, man, go ahead and follow us. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. Make sure you tune in every Monday on every major streaming platform. Literally every major streaming platform.
Yeah. And leave comments on those platforms.
Talk to us, man.
Don't matter. Let us know, because to be honest, shout out to Sky. I see Sky in the comments. I don't see too many other people. I see y'all but I don't see too many other people in the comments.
Hey,
I want y'all in the comments.
Y'all are officially DMing Kev. This is all he's been asking for the last 4 years.
Right.
Y'all officially. So now just bring all that to the comments. We have no problem having a public forum.
Yeah.
So again, The Noize every Monday, turn our mic up every Wednesday. Definitely keep locked in for what we got coming up. This is about to be a strong fucking year, so we really look forward to it.
Absolutely.
As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support. And as always, Big Los.
Follow it, Kev.
It's the Noize.